Hello. Yeah, still others are not connecting. Good morning. Actually, today we are going to cover up this k-means clustering, and in the last session, I think I don't know the you who attended the session, right? And even from tomorrow onwards, we are going to start with the SQL. Okay, SQL working and all. Today we are going to cover up k-means as well as the overview of whole work, the ML. Okay, structure also I will explain you, and what type of projects we have to do. Today I will explain you. Even tomorrow and I think next 2 weeks we are going to cover up SQL part. Okay. So once we cover up the SQL part, now we'll go for the tablet. Am I audible to you? So I think once I will um, revise the k-means clustering, and then we'll go for ML project structure, means what type of projects that we have to choose and how to implement, how to explain with the interview slots, means how to connect with them, or the process for working with the ML. I will explain. In unsupervised learning, k-means clustering is there. Yeah, unsupervised learning, k-means clustering algorithm is there. Clustering algorithm is there. So this k-means clustering is comes from the unsupervised. So today we are covering this. Sorry, actually, emergency about this. See, everyone is there, so I'm just starting with it. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Thank you so much. See, today we are cover up this clustering concept, and I know so many questions will rise about the cluster. And in the last session also, I have explained you the structural point. Today we will cover up this one. Even will enjoy with YAML structure today's work, right? Definitely. See, the point to be discussed. What is a cluster? Cluster is nothing but groupings. Why we always take a example related with the cluster means why we are going with the unsupervised learning. Not why not we solve our problems with the supervised learning. The question is that is in the supervised learning there we have the label data. Label data means what? There we have an Y prediction value means prediction column, right? But in unsupervised there we don't have any kind of prediction column. Are you getting my point? In unsupervised, we don't have any prediction column, no? Is it correct? So we have only predictions. We don't have an we have an observation values. We don't have any prediction values. So just check out K means clustering gives you the clusters means the similar kind of clusters, observational values, the groupings. Okay, though those features are similar, they are coming into the particular groups, particular clusters. Okay, the main point to be discussed here. So first we see the data set here. Connection. Do you have worked on Google Colab? You have to work on Google Colab is important because Google Colab already have some kind of structure, right? Some kind of already re-installed structure. It's kind of Colab, yeah. Still using Jupyter Notebook. No, it's not meaning means Jupyter Notebook is good, but that isn't statically defined into your Anaconda. Here we have Google Colab that is defined on online. It comes from it's kind of Google gives you a platform to implement your code, right? So that's why. So let's go for one more thing. Uh, I implemented this one. Okay. See, just imagine the just think about that we don't have any prediction column and what we are going to do actually that we are creating a Y prediction column. Just imagine we are creating a Y prediction means we are creating a label. The way we say no, the label data is there. So label, what is the exact meaning of label? Label is nothing but actually the prediction column means your y period column, the way we have y value, y column is we are searching or similar kind of that. So there we have the annual income and spending score, that these two columns we have added into your algorithm. The important point is that it's necessary to go with the only two columns, or we can take all the columns. It depends upon you that what kind of features you want to take. If you want to take all the observation values to find out the label, then you can take, not an issue. But the most important thing that you are finding, if suppose there is a label data, see what I'm saying, there is an your y column is there, then definitely which columns are impact on the prediction. So definitely age and gender and customer IDs are different. No, these are not mandatory, or these are not we are expecting to prediction for the prediction. We are always goes with the annual income and spending scores. So we are making a groups. Now the question will rise here that what kind of problems comes under the k-means clustering? Is it correct question? Because if I'm thinking about spam, email spamming, right? If I'm thinking about email spamming, just imagine there is an spam mails are there, and just imagine there is an we don't have any kind of categories. What I'm saying, we are not getting any kind of categories, and thousands of mails are in your inbox. And what you want to do, you want to find out the spam mails, promotional mails, means it's kind of suppose service based mails is nothing but spam mailings, promotional mails also spam mailing, but general mails. And suppose if you want to go for some another categories, yes, you are making the categories, you are making groups of similar data observations, right? Not only I'm thinking about spam mails. If you are thinking about the library, in the library there we have the lot of types of books, motivational books are there, right? Or suppose any novels are there, biographies are there, or suppose animal related, suppose historical books are there. So what will be the major problem if suppose collection of books are there and you are going to make an categories, you don't know the that means that is medical field books, or you don't know that means labels you don't have, but you have an features, the every books features you have, and on the basis of that features you are going to make a categories. Even you don't know that how many categories you want to do. See what I'm saying? Even you don't know how many categories you want to do. How many categories that if you implement, if you implement the 5 categories, and you don't know that your thousands of books are making the 10 categories. Why? Because historical and novels and suppose biological, medical field are there, or suppose many categories are there. So even making the clusters, we have to make sure that at least we should make, suppose suppose that collection of thousands of books are expecting to 10 clusters, at least we have to identify there should be near about 7 to 8 clusters we should find out. Means 7 to 8 clusters we should understand, that much clusters we have to create, right? Means we cannot go directly, okay, there is in books, then I can create only 3 categories. Yes, your algorithm makes you 3 categories, it doesn't matter. But as a rules, as a ethical, if I'm thinking about, we have to understand how many clusters we want to create. We have to create, right? Now, the thing about that, to understanding, to identifying the cluster count, you have to use the elbow method. Am I correct? See, I haven't printed here graph. I'll check that graph is there or not actually. Wait. Yes, elbow method. Elbow method is useful for the finding how many clusters we want to create. Clusters is the thing because you are creating a labels. No, you are dividing your whole data into some kind of categories. So that categories are nothing but your clusters, and that cluster is nothing but identifying the what you identify using elbow method. So the clusters are the columns that we use to try to predict the specific categories. Actually, we are creating categories. See, we are creating categories. Identifying and that is a different thing. Clusters are nothing but categories. If suppose if you make on 5 clusters, then that 5 clusters is nothing but categories. Hope you got my point. Wait, I will show you. No, wait, I will show you. See, uh, just see, I just passed all the data because we have sliced down your annual income and spending score into the X variable, and that X variable you are passing into where? Into the this algorithm, means this graphical structure. But the major point discussing about it, see, your main major k-means algorithm is there, right? This is implemented, and k-means purpose I have imported k-means, and from sklearn dot cluster. Cluster is my package and sklearn is my library, and for that purpose, even means showing the graphs purpose, matplotlib dot pyplot as a plt, means this matplotlib imported here. Okay, not an issue. But the point to be discussed here, but the point to be discussed here, see the plt dot plot. In the plt dot plot, here in into the here, this line, okay, this line, just see the plt dot plot range 1 to 11 comma r. Okay, so r and 1 to 11 what it is, because that two, while doing the plotting purpose, there we required always two variables, that is the x and y column, right? The x purpose I am passing the range, and y purpose I am passing the r. So what kind of structure this is making, that I'm going to explain you now. So this one, I have created one list, that is an r is equals to list. The for I in range 1 to 11. So how many times your range will execute? This for loop will execute. Can you tell me about this one? How many times? 10 times. But while executing 10 times, what they have made n clusters is equals to I. K means this is in your class, means your algorithm. Okay, K means n clusters is equals to I. So I is nothing but your first value goes into the I. So what, this is nothing but your cluster count, no? What I'm saying, the K is equals to 5, K is equals to 10. This type of concept you have seen into the KNN. Is it correct? Means if suppose if I'm making K is equals to 5, then definitely in the KNN you are finding the 5 nearest values. Is it correct? Then if you are finding the nearest value, then similar kind of structure here we have the n clusters equals to I. If suppose if I'm passing n clusters equals to 5, then definitely how many clusters he will create? 5. Yeah. The similar kind of that, instead of passing direct values to the n clusters, what I'm going to pass, I there is in value. So I variable is taking looping value. So looping value is nothing but for I in a range 1 to 11. The one will go first. Definitely, if suppose if suppose there is an only 10 if I'm passing or 11 if I'm passing, the starting value should be 0. So instead of passing 0, because loop will not execute first attempt. So instead of doing this one, I'm passing 1 to 11. So it will goes into the proper manner. So 1 will go into the I and n cluster is equals to 1. Okay. Now cluster count is in 1. Initialization is equals to k dash means this is an initialization method to identify k-means clustering. Means if you want to implement, if you want to use the method to implement k-means, you have to mention there k dash means plus plus. Okay, this is an inbuilt method. And random state is equals to 2. You can pass a random state, it doesn't matter, because if you want to pass your data into clusters, then you can put your data into random manner, not an issue. Now your k-means is ready. See, your k-means is ready. And that k-means taking only one cluster. Why? Because your i's count is in first loop 1. Is it correct what I'm saying to you? Okay. Now, so now the k-means dot fit into the fit method, taking the x data. X data has an already 2 columns, that is in spendings for an earning income, and your loop will execute. Means that data, that x core predictive pin, that data is stored into the R list is there. What I'm saying, R list is there. So what is the meaning about this one? So while doing this, some kind of amount will store into the R. So I want to show you the what kind of values will store into the R. Why? Because see, print R is there, right? Print R is there. For I in a range 1 to 11, k means is equals to k means n cluster is equals to I. That is incorrect. And k means dot inertia. So what is the work of inertia? What I'm saying? What is the work of inertia? Inertia measures the what? Can you tell me what is the inertia? Inertia actually calculates the sum of distance of all the points and also ambiguity. Distance and ambiguity. Ambiguity is nothing but uncertainty. Where there is uncertainty. Are you getting my point? Even uncertainty, you got the point. Okay. And ambiguity as well as there is an incline. Suppose there is a distance we have in the all the observations. Means inertia actually calculates the sum of distance of all the points within the clusters. What I'm saying, within the clusters. Suppose if you are making the clusters, okay, is clusters, and for first, first what will happen? First, if suppose randomly he will take the center point. Center point is nothing but centroid. Randomly he will put the center point. Suppose if I am making the two clusters of your data set, he will create a randomly two clusters where there is, and he can directly put into the graphs. Okay, and makes the center point. And after execution of each loop, he is going to find out the similar kind of observation values. Means the calculates the sum of distance of all the points with the clusters. Okay, and the way he is going to find out the observational values, the same time he is going to calculate the centroid. Always once he finds the observational value of similar kind of observation value, he will calculate the sum of distance and change the position of centroid. Centroid is nothing but your center point of each cluster. Are you getting my point? Means, say, directly without your observation value, how can you decide that centroid will be directly get the middle point? Is it not? It is not possible. No. How can you get the centroid point in middle of the area? Is it possible? No. First, he will take a random position. What I'm saying, first he will take the random position, and after taking the random position, he is going to make the calculates the distance of all the points. Means similar data points he will find out, and then he will create it. Yeah, picture might be help. I will show you this. Actually, in this sector, this is not a clustering point. We haven't done this one, but the major point to be discussed here, that is wait, I will show you one major point to be discussed. I will show you the wait. The R is containing the values. What I'm saying, R is containing the values. Which values? The every loop will give you some kind of amount. So i's count is in first loop, i's value is in 1. The first cluster point is this one. Next time loop will execute second cluster, the count i's value is in 2, and k means dot inertia dot append. This is working as in 2 times this will execute. No, then check out the 2 values we are getting. Similar kind of third value, because third value is so 10 times your loop will execute and 10 times your values are going to update here. Check out your 10 values you are getting here. Are you getting my point? Why we are getting the 10 values here? Because your loop will execute the 10 times, 1 to 11. Now, the way we are getting, no, this data, yes, this data is going to plot into this matplotlib. Every time some kind of data we got, no, so this data is present into this graph. Just check out the number of clusters. How many number of clusters are there? 10 clusters, because we have added here. See the range 1 to 11. So definitely we got an X data here, 1 to 10, and R is there. So R is there means your last value is important here. Check out the last value. What is the last value? Number 20. See the highest amount in this structure. So whatever the highest value there is, no, I think this might be a highest value 26,900. So this is going to be here. So 25 lakh, 2,50,000, and here might be a 3 lakh, right? So on the basis of that, your data is going to make a plot. Okay. So elbow method shows you once you plot this one, not an issue. Once you plot this one, check out, it looks like an hand elbow, right? Looks like an hand elbow. So where this and that elbow is there, so this part is a curve there. So where there is a data observational values and changes, the data observation values changes, no, there is an gets the curve, sharp curve is there. This is in sharp curve. So your model is elbow method says you where there is an getting a sharp curve, that is might be chances to take a cluster count. So where there is a chances what? This is a chance to get and count. This is you can take a 3 clusters, means you can make an 3 groups. Okay, you can make an 3 groups, and here also a chance to make a 5 groups. No 10 curves. That's the matter. No, Rohan. This is a 10 curves data, but which curve, which loop gives you a sharp curve? So fifth loop is there, and third loop gives you a sharp curve. Means your data observation behavior changes into the this loop and this loop. Are you getting my point? Okay, so this loop is changes the way he changes the structure. It depends upon you how many curves we got. If suppose you are getting a 2 to 3 curves, then you might have to depends to pass the how many k count is there, means your cluster count is there. So You can pass there, not an issue. Okay, the way we got it. See, here I have passed the fifth curve is there. Means what is the use of this one? Why we have seen this k-means, why we have working with the elbow method? Because we don't know the labels. We don't know the labels. We don't know the prediction values. So how can you decide that prediction value? So that's why we have decided to first implement a elbow method on your whole data, and then where there is an behavior changes, we can pass into uh, that count will we are going to pass into the n clusters. So I have taken this one and passing into the k-means is equals to k-means and n cluster is equals to 5 initialization method, and same doesn't matter, not even any changes we got it here. Okay, k-means and that object, this variable we have taken, and y predict is equals to k-means dot fit predict x data we have passed. Now we got the point, no, the how many clusters we have to create. So cluster 5, and that prediction we are going to make, that prediction we are going to make. So prediction we got it here. See what I mean. See. 5. It's not necessary to go with the only 5. You can take a 6, you can take a 7, you can take a 10 as well. So how much cluster count you are passing, you are going to pass, that much your concept will implement. That much your groups are making. It means your whole data is divided into the that much clusters. Is it correct? No. Means the way we got in Y prediction, it's not in meaning of its final output. You are just making in trial and error. Means 5 clusters are enough or not. If suppose if you are working on the email spamming, if you are working on the suppose drug classification, you don't know that drug identity means labeling, then that time you are passing into the how to decide how many clusters we have to take. That's the thing. No, this curve is gives you the count of clusters. You can take a third or you can take a 5 clusters. Are you getting? The curve is nothing but cluster count. You can take a 3 or you can take a 5. Okay. The prediction we got it, not an issue. The major point we got it. But that prediction column, that prediction data, we are making here column. See, in the last session, we have done this one. I have created one data set clusters equals to y print, right? Is it correct? And if I print this one, you will get to know that what date, what will be the answer. See, we got an label data, means prediction column is there, clusters. Are you getting this point? What I'm going to do here, what I'm going to make for the prediction purpose? Means we got in this prediction column, this one. This data, that's not in binary. No, actually we are not making the binary. Your cluster is not, if suppose if I'm creating a, if I created only 2 clusters, then that definitely you will get an 0 and 1. Is it correct? You are making the multi-classification. Prediction in binary, no. I haven't said that an prediction comes into the binary. I have said you n clusters. That's the major thing to I understand. If you are working on, suppose, how can you decide this is binary? How can you decide this is a multi-classification? No chances to, because unsupervised learning is there. Unsupervised learning even don't know that observation gives you the review or point. Yeah. So we means we are going to overcome the problem of labeling, and we after overcoming we got an supervised data. Are you getting? Means this has become a supervised data. Now you are going to apply any kind of algorithm here, means random forest to, means If suppose now the interesting point to be discussing here. Wait, I will show you. Now you got the point. Means the clustering count we got it. Now you have a multi-categorial, multi-classification data set, right? And now you are going to apply any, means you can apply KNN, you can apply um, you know, random or random forest, naive bias. It depends upon you. Are you getting my point? How to predict by cluster like 1 and 0? You can't. Rohan, if suppose if you pass, see what I'm saying, if you pass cluster count 2, then definitely you will get an 0 and 1. Means you will see like you will see the binary classification data. If you are passing cluster count is in 5, definitely you will get in 5 values. Am I right? You can't expect to get a binary classification. If see, whatever the data you got, so what do we predict here exactly? We are not predicting here. We are making the labeling. We are making the clusters. We don't know the labels. See what I'm saying? I got your point. Means you guys are thinking about, is that the correct way? See, um, hard disease data set is there. See what I'm saying? Hard disease data set is there. And once the labels are set, we will predict. Yes. Once the labels are set, once we clusters, we got some. You know what? We don't know which is the prediction column. Your clusters column is in prediction column. Now, yes or no? Your cluster column is in prediction column. Actually, you guys are getting like a, if suppose one thing. If suppose heart disease, I'm just giving you one more example. Heart disease data set is there, and you don't have an heart problem or not. Means heart disease or not, you don't know that. And observational values are there, and you don't know, you don't have a prediction column. And that time, what you going to do? You know that there is a binary classification only you can do. Then just go and pass it into the unsupervised learning, create an cluster count is in 2, then you can make in some kind of 0 1 0 1 kind of structure, because cluster count you are making only 2. But you cannot believe on unsupervised learning. Why? Because he is going to only make an observe on the basis of observational values. The way supervised learning working to predict some kind of structure, because in the supervised learning you are giving all the data. Are you getting my point? In the supervised learning you are giving to learn x labels as well as the y labels as well, both actual as well as prediction column also you are giving to learn. Means this is hard disease data, means Abhay's, this is Abhay's hard disease data, and Abhay's also have an prediction also, means he has an not or not. Yes, means he has an heart disease or not. Means in the supervised learning you are giving all the data, but in the unsupervised learning you don't know prediction column. You are having only Abhay's heart problems data, means observational values, right? And you are going to find out there is an only 2 categories or 3 categories or 4 categories. You don't know how to make, how can I make a prediction column? How can I make means you don't know the means binary classification concepts are there or multi classification concepts are there. To identifying your categories, to identifying the making the how many types of clusters you want to make, you are passing all the data into where elbow method. And where there is an observational values behavior changes, that is nothing but your clusters. That is not the concept. Thanks. So cluster is making, thanks, Ron. So cluster is the prediction C column. Yeah, yes, yes. You are passing this cluster column into the uh, prediction. Now your data is become a supervised learning data set, label data set. You are going to pass this data set into the any logistic regression, and not in logistics, sorry for that one. You can pass into the KNN as well. Yeah, and you can pass into the naive bias. It depends upon you where there is an, but um, the way these are the clusters, no, but you cannot say that which is in red. I suppose if you are going to make a prediction like in color based, he can make the clusters, but you can't say that this is in red color, this is in blue color, this is in black color. Means suppose two is the, given, no, you can't say that, and this is in red color, this is in blue color. So that's the point. That's the confusion point to identify that colors. Means two is nothing but two's cluster is in red color or four's cluster is in blue color. So major point is that to identify the prediction columns, you have to work on the multiple data sets. You have to work on not only this one. Even I'm just giving you one idea to you. Okay, there is an supervised learning data set. Is it correct? There is an some kind of supervised learning data set, no? Heart disease or diabetes data set is there. You can remove that Y column. Means your outcome column, uh, output column is there, no prediction column is there. Just remove it and pass your data into unsupervised. Means in this cluster. Is it possible from you? I'm just giving you one example, and you can pass it there. Is it correct? Yeah. Now it's become unsupervised, and the point is that what will happen? Then you are passing, you know that. Means if you are passing your data into means heart disease data into the unsupervised, no, you know that there is an only two clusters, and make the cluster count is in two directly without going to enter into elbow method. Directly you can pass into where unsupervised and n cluster is equals to 2, and just check out the way we are going to, the way we have worked on supervised learning, the way supervised learning supports us, similar kind of that unsupervised supports or not. Means similar kind of that accuracy comes or not, but prediction not will accurate like a super. Yes, Rohan, that's the point actually. That's the similarity, that's the difference we are going to think about. Accuracy, not only the accuracy, even the behavioral part. Means is that maximum numbers of prediction values are coming, even balancing concepts also, right? But in my opinion, unsupervised is not like a prediction. Huh? Where we get it this kind of problem? Because lot of problems they have solved. Means lot of problems in the machine learning we got and solved with the major majorly we have solved that actually. Is same accuracy is supervised? And no, I'm not giving you this R&D point, because unsupervised I can't trust on this one. I can't trust on the unsupervised. You can't say that maybe you will get an suppose 80% in the supervised. Unsupervised gives you maybe 100 also, or he will give you 20% as well. Because one of our student also gotten 16% accuracy. Just imagine 16, 1 6. So you can't predict, and you can't say that this is an correct one. But unsupervised is an um, rarely we can use machine learning. Which company will use this kind of structure? If suppose which company says that if you don't have a label, I will create and I will find out. We don't have. We are not in God, no. Are you getting my point? To identify this one means directly clusters or identify this one. We are passing into the data set. But hope so. This point, you will go for the R&D, you will go for a structural point. Got the point, guys, everyone? Where is it used? Where if suppose the way I said, no, nowadays very rarely unsupervised learning used because everyone has an labeled concept. In the previously, you know, the libraries data that time also, I think email spamming is there, but spamming also has in now categories. In the past, in the before, in 2010, before 2010, there is an not a big categories are there. Nowadays, we have an email spamming categories, right? Previously in the Gmail, we don't have no spamming concept. Means we have in spamming, but in the spamming also there is in categories, promotional message and service-based concepts also we got it now. That comes under the clusters actually. Even many of the companies they are trying to implement this kind of clusters concept. But nowadays we know animals data also if you are trying to make the clusters. But with the clustering concept, with the unsupervised learning concept, you are capable to identify unlabeled data. It means there is not a kind of fearing concept. Fearless, I am just thinking about it. If you are machine learning engineer, you just be in fearless. Why? Because if you don't just say to client that if you are not giving me any label data, I am capable to identify the labeling. Are you getting my point? Sir, tell us every time it is latest and rare use every time from the next. Like now you say it's rare use in an industry. Yes, if suppose industry don't have any unlabeling concept, then definitely they will use. If suppose nowadays it depends upon the problem statement. If suppose any client gives you any kind of structure, suppose collection of peoples or any real-time examples, if I'm taking about that real-time example, suppose identifying the cars. Yes, rarely use, I say. No. If suppose if I'm thinking about car classifications are there, and nowadays we have a huge numbers of different cars are there, right? In the toll nakas, toll concepts are there. Do you know everyone the toll concept? To identify to making a groups of cars, then how can you make that? You have to take all the observation values, so they will give you huge numbers of count. This is kind of it's just yes, so on. So this kind of structure, but in the rarely we can use, right? But just understand the concept in the future. If suppose if you are getting not only this is a heart disease medical fields observation values, you can dedicatedly explain this point. No, if suppose any company gives you in team discussion also, if suppose in the team discussion or any implementation of project, that time suppose someone gives you some questions, if suppose we don't have any labeling, then what can we do? Then you can explain this structure. If we try to go with this concept, then we will make a classification, or you can take tell them to identify the unsupervised concept, means identify the categorical data. So it is possible from you. This is, it's kind of plus point for you from your side to the team while explaining this concept, right? So now I'm going to give you some project structure for means coming. Suppose if you're going to going for the interview sessions, no? Hmm. This is project details, means I'm giving you some trips, tips and tricks about what kind of work you have to do, daily work. Daily work, I'm saying you, okay? Daily what you have to work. The first, I'm giving you a general structure, okay? Python programming. Just give me a second. I'm just taking a look. Hello. See, the Python programming, major point. See, in the Python programming, you have to do one thing, that is a for loop. See, if else, those people don't have knowledge about proper knowledge. Okay, if else statement. If else, functional programming. Functional programming and class. If suppose if you don't have an classes, means knowledge about classes, it doesn't matter, means classes, and very rarely those are in the full stack development, no, web development and um, uh, class and mobile application developers are there, no, they are means those people needed this kind of stuff, knowledge about classes. But if you have an for loop structure, see what I'm saying, if you have an for loop structure, then for loop and if else statement and functional programming, that is important, right? Python programming. Then data analysis purpose. NumPy pandas. Visualization. Spelling is correct or not? Okay. And in the visualization, you have to learn about right. It's important. How to install the SQL for tomorrow's to get ready for class. Yes, yes, I'll show you. See, pandas, you know that. Pandas also. Correct. Pandas. And see, another one. Supervised algorithm, imbalancing technique, cross validation techniques, distance matrices. Another one that is ensemble techniques. Is it correct? Are you getting my point here? The major points I'm just explaining with you. Okay. See, In the interview slots, if suppose if you are having any questions related with the major questions, explain. I shared you one questionnaires. Is it correct? 150 questions. Uh, yeah, I have uploaded. Can you please copy the whose text in chat? Poll, please. This one. Shared. Last one, proposed matrix spelling is not coming up properly. Okay, so what I'm going to tell you about see interview details. For that purpose, I shared you 100 plus questions, right? And just check out that 100 plus with the answers also I have shared with you, and go through that. And some extra points also I have added. Incoming means not only for the machine learning, even general questions also. ANN means what, and CNN means what, NLP also. So this will gives you extra knowledge. So it will uh, gives you more confidence to that. I can't find it on the last weekdays. I have to check once again. Okay, after this session, no, I will once again upload on today's session. Okay, or last Sunday's session. Wait, I will show you. After this session, I will update on Sundays, last Sunday's date, that is in 19, right? I will update on 19, so it will help you to you. Once again, but I have uploaded. I mean, I don't know where, on which day I will not find question. Question bank updated. Don't worry, sir. I will update on. I'm checking just 1 minute. I'll update on. You have said yes, yes, some kind of structure I have to check out updated. Yes, once go and check out on 19th updated. There we have the 15 questions. 115 questions are there. And interview projects, if suppose those are into try to go for the medical field, no, you can go for the heart disease and heart disease and diabetes also. You have diabetes as well. What is this spelling? Diabetes? Is it correct? Diabetes. Yeah, diabetes. In the banking sector, if suppose there is an banking sector data set is there. So with credit card, iris data, not an iris, stock data analysis. Another one, stock data analysis. Another one, content gives you one example, that is an any supermarket data set is there. Suppose weather forecasting, iris data set. Iris data set you will get on wine quality. Any See, I'm just the way I'm passing. It's not meaning you have to mention all the data, all the projects on the resume. Actually, take one of them, work on that at least 10 projects, and you have to know each and every observation values point. Means the way, suppose you are taking any kind of project, you have to work on these structures, the machine learning IMP question. So I said no imbalancing, cross validation, and symbol technique. You have to tell them the difference between the two predictions. If suppose if you have created two prediction points, like uh, um, suppose animals data is there, and you are going to find out the dog or cat, you have to tell them that difference. Okay, with the ensemble what you have got, with the cross validation what you have got. If suppose if you are using ensemble techniques on the cross validation, what is the difference? If you are using voting classifier, what is the difference? And why you have made this prediction? If suppose You know, the credit card fraud detection, what is the problem we got there? If the with the imbalancing problem, you are passing your data to the model, then model gives you 99% accuracy. And definitely you will get in question, with the imbalancing you are getting 99%. Without, suppose if you solve the problem of imbalancing, and then also you are getting a 96 to 7. So your interview will ask you, why there is an accuracy while even imbalancing is there then also. So you have to tell them what is the difference there, because you are, he learn everything about, means one category data. So always checks, always goes with the same answer. So definitely he will give you a 99% accuracy. So just imagine, learning theoretical is a different part, and tackling this kind of structure, why and why you used, what is the difference, this kind of structures, this kind of questions are important. And your maturity comes from this question. Are you getting my? Theoretical are different. Any person can do that theoretical concept, but practically and explaining with the maturity, that is important. Are you getting my point, everyone? Great. And but you have to work on the 10 projects. Okay, minimum 10 projects. Same question he will ask, what we today have asked to. Yeah, definitely. Yes. You know, why, what? Yeah, that's the question. The way you guys are asking, no, why you have taken, why you are taking this kind of stuff. So I'm, if suppose even if I don't know, no, before that I learn something, means if suppose this kind of questions I'm getting, I have to learn. If suppose if I say I don't know, and every time within a session, if I say though I don't know, then definitely you will one day you will say, what kind of trainer it is. So similar kind of questions you will get into interview slots also. If you say 3 to 4 times, no, I don't know, then definitely he will ask you basic questions. No, no. So see, the similar kind of interview slots also, same kind of that. If suppose if you give a continuous no to them, then they will come to the directly Python basics. Why? You don't know the implementation explanation of your project, the explanation of your machine learning concept, then they will think that he don't know anything. I will ask them Python basics. If suppose if you are not able to give a Python answer, then definitely they will stop your interview. So better your basics are important. Means self-respect is always important. No, are you getting my point? If you don't know, don't go for interviews, because uh, better to go there and view the interviews and just learn something strong, be able for the interview slots, and then go for it. Better self-respect means not only self-respect about that, your confidence will down. No? I have spent 6 months in the certification, and even I don't know this. Even I don't have uh, knowledge to explain your topics. Then how can you think? How can you say that? So better be able, means make a stronger your knowledge. Okay. Okay. Second thing, why? Because this kind of questions will come, because basic, any company, any company in the world, if suppose there is a data analysis or machine learning or artificial neural network interviews are there, definitely they will go into imbalancing technique, cross validation technique, ensemble technique, distance matrices, performance matrices. They will definitely ask these questions on it. They will ask you pandas question, definitely. They will ask you Python functions related. Any whatever the things that I have, whatever you are watching no on screen. These are the, definitely you will get in questions on this one. Machine learning interviews are there, they will get this one. Why they will ask unsupervised? They will ask you what is unsupervised, but they will not say you implement the unsupervised algorithm. Why? Because even that company means which company you are facing, that company also doesn't have a project on like this, means unsupervised project. Why? So why they will waste your the time on unsupervised to implement work? They will go for the supervised learning. Are you getting my point? Hope you got this point actually. And now I'm going to show you, which wine quality and weather forecasting, super supermarket, and those are in the ma- mechanical field, no? Yes, yes, Rohan, yes. Mechanical field. I want to tell you quality. Quality data sets and logistics data sets are there. Logistic data sets are there. So, guys, you have to take these data sets. Why? Definitely, they will ask you this kind of structure. It means after clustering, we have to do same thing for like a supervised learning. Yeah, yes. Why? Why to rework on it? We will have to learn on the new things. No, that's why. Okay. See, now I'm showing you SQL installation. You have to install SQL, means SQL Server, SQL Server Management Studio. Are you there, everyone? Please see what I'm showing to you. See, SQL Management Studio or SQL Server Management Studio, this kind of words you have to pass there. Okay. SQL is an structured query language for the managing the database purpose. We are using this one. The question is that how to install. Click download SQL Server Management Studio. See, it depends upon you guys. Your data set means your operating system, because SQL Server Management Studio is a product of, means this developed by Microsoft. Okay. And if your operating system is in 64 and 32, it depends upon you that which software you have to install. Maximum people nowadays 64 bits data sets also there. So go here, see, go here, free download for SQL Server Management Studio. Here we have option. Click here. See, the concept is that the size of, directly don't go for downloading. Size in 677. That's good. That's good. Not an issue. Even I don't know the size because I know the 677. Okay, I will pause this one. I'm not going to download. Wait, I will show you another one thing. Yeah, go for the downloading. Not an issue, because so many options are there. No, that's why. Wait, I will show you. So many versions also there. That's why. Wait. Actually, what happens? Your server, Microsoft SQL server looks like this one. Are you getting my point? This is looks like this one. Once you install, no, it looks like this one. I'll copy this link to the chat. See, here we have options. It depends upon you where which language you want. So many Chinese and so many languages we have. Go for it. What is the native DB for Python language? Native, actually, because you can't say that is a native directly. The way SQL DB means database. SQL, another one point to be discussed. Actually, the Dennis, actually the question is correct, but the point is that the way Java has an Oracle and Microsoft means C Sharp has an this SQL supporting. The Python does not have kind of this structure, means database is connected data structure, internal connected data structure. Suppose if you install the Visual Studio for the C Sharp, no, they will give you with that SQL server inbuilt. Is it correct what I'm saying to you? But for the Python language, they will not give you kind of internal structure. Means for the particular database for the Python, because Python works for the API creation. Python works for the that embedded systems as well, for server management as well, networking as well, data science, web development, mobile application development. It's cross-platform purpose Python programming language use. So that's why we are not getting, I think, for the particular Python purpose for any database. Even you guys are thinking about why SQL always will be there, right? The question is correct. Why we are learning SQL? Actually, last 20 years, last 20 to 25 years, we have our industry dedicatedly uses the SQL database, and many of them means 70 to 80% data means backend data sets are SQL. So many analytical analytical companies are they are using SQL database. So that's why they will ask you some questions related with the if you have an SQL or not, like that, means knowledge or not. Means it's not meaning of that you have to work on the SQL. It's the meaning of at least you have to know about how to read the data, how to pass the data. That's why SQL is a language, actually structured query language for the database purpose. And using means for the use of SQL language, for the use of structure, you have to use management studio. Are we implement Python in that? No, no, no. We are learning only SQL. All are RDB miss relational data. Yes, yes. Python, C Sharp, Java. Relational database management system. SQL, no SQL is there. SQL, no SQL, MySQL, um, Oracle. Another one. Did you know anyone that so many databases are there? Is it visible to you to MongoDB? Yeah, MongoDB is there. Actually, I haven't worked on MongoDB, but I heard about it. Is it my screen is visible to you guys? Actually, when you download, no, you will get in this kind of screen. But you know, this is latest. This comes from with the Azure as well. This is the latest one. And if you want to download previous one, you can download the 2012 or 2008 version because that is an very easy to handle. Right? There is a concept named a big data analytics analysis. Yes, yes. What is the big data? Big data is nothing but it's kind of different types of um, extensions data set like a audio, video, images kind of data set that is stored into the huge number of servers, right? It's suppose if you think about example, no, the Facebook's data is a big data concept. Means Facebook storing all the data in server side area, no? So that is a structure, right? That is a big data. So if suppose Facebook is hiring someone to analysis purpose, that post gives you the big data analytics. So there is an Azure, means the networking structures are there, but big data is not an like an anything different thing. Whatever you guys are learn now, this kind of structures, but differently they have implemented there. Can't we work on the SQL using Jupyter Notebook? No, ma'am, no. Because we are working individually on the SQL because we have a platform to do SQL programming. That isn't different. Say loading packages. Actually, I have already SQL Management Studio. I'm not going to install this one, but you can go for the installation purpose. I'm not installing. Already, I have one version. You know, once you install, you will get a huge number of packages in control panel. Go and once you install, no, go and check out the how many packages you will get into the control panel. So this is huge. It will make a little bit computer slow. Why? Because this is an IDE. Microsoft, Bill Gates makes you slow, makes your computer slow. Okay, I will stop this one. Okay, cancel this one because instead of going for the installation, you can directly go for the installation next. And tomorrow also I will go show you. Tomorrow, you know, I will take another one laptop and means if suppose one of my students, if suppose there isn't having without, yeah, I will go for that process. Yes, yes. It's like an Anaconda. Uh, Anaconda is a framework, collection of softwares are there. But this isn't single software. You are not getting any multiple software server. Are you going to show the steps? Tomorrow I will show you, definitely. I will take one of the students' laptop and show you. Yes, we'll come on tomorrow session and hope you got all the process that we still means we have worked on from the last 3 to 4 months, right? And you guys you have to work on it continuously and continue work on it, right? Yeah, yes, Ron. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining the session. See you on tomorrow's session. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Thank you all.